Hi everyone, this is Luna, and this is the first gameplay we're gonna get through together. And so I'm a little anxious about it, so please forgive me. Also, I just want to warn you that I suffer from a condition. Basically, I may be pretty decent, even good at doing some things. However, the moment I know I'll be watched or if I'm being recorded, that's it. I can't do anything anymore. I'm sorry. Also, another minor inconvenience in my life is that I have no sense of direction whatsoever. So I got lost everywhere, all the time. Even if I already know the place, doesn't matter. And I get that it may, and it probably is, very frustrating to watch me get lost everywhere. I'm literally worse than ᴄᴏ from Ranma. But there's not much I can do. I will try my best to edit out all the extra footage of me getting lost over and over again. But yeah, have mercy upon me. Ludwig the Accursed is coming. I decided to go for a small, nice, hopefully peaceful game, Nostalgic Train. The description says it's a walking simulator, stroll simulator, and so consider the COVID situation right now. It can be a sort of sci-fiction, walking outside freely with no worries whatsoever. And the other day we've experienced a little earthquake. Nothing serious, but I got scared, and now I just want to relax and have some nice time without thinking too much about anything. Let's get started. The introduction was beautiful. Kind of remind me of Kingdom Hearts, and it was very ASMR effective. So R2, take a look around the station, and triangle. Okay. Oh, thank you. Story hint. Great. A little help. I should look around inside the station. 3. Natsugiri. I don't have any recollection of the station name. Natsugiri. Why did I wake up here? What made me pass out? Okay, there's some mystery story, but it should be a nice one. Nothing like, amnesia or dark descent. A small staff room for a small station. It looks like someone was working here recently, but I can't see anyone now. Trains probably only departing frequently for such a small station. When the staff are on a break, maybe they all go away somewhere. Okay, that's a little bit creepy though. Looks abandoned. Fine. Misto. So this is the exit. Let's see if there's anything else. Ouch. I bumped into the wall. Here's the bathroom. Toilet. How far does this tracks lead? Ooh. It's pretty nice indeed. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my god. It should also be like summer. And consider that now it's winter. It's the sun. Must be so pleasant. Can I enter the bath? No? Better this way. It is pretty nice indeed. So Natsugiri station. Let's get inside the train. Whoa. This looks pretty old. Also a little bit dirty, not very taken care of. The train doors are wide open, but there's no sign of the driver, conductor, or any passengers. The train is completely quiet, a slumbering metal giant. Maybe it will get underway soon. Certainly looks so. Yeah, considering how efficient Japanese are when it comes to trains, looks like this is be abandoned. Can I jump on that? It's a little bit dangerous. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for thinking about my safety. I'll look into the trash. There's a public restroom here. No one appears to be using it, and I don't need to either. Gotcha. Stations always have a notice board right outside them that should have a map and tourist information. There might be something there to trigger my memory. Oh. I decide to head outside and take a look. Okay. Now, the map is not doing anything for me because, again, I will get lost anyway, despite everything. ᴄᴏᴏᴅ. There's the sound of the wind. That's beautiful. It really feels like we're walking outside somewhere. And I'm a super introvert, so I don't mind the fact that this looks like a ghost city. Oh, ⴬ⴜ I love how the light changes as well. Oh, misto. So I should look outside here somewhere. This way. I already got lost. Jesus. Noriba. These also look like old Japan. Definitely not anything too modern. The vicinity of the station, it's what I'm trying to do. Am I really that dumb? I already got lost. Trying to look about the board that was mentioned before and I can't find it. Welcome to Natsugiri town. There's a brief description of the town and a map here. Oh, that's even worse. A quiet mountain street, soothing beach, historical shrine, and a spread of a nostalgic countryside scenery. There's some more stuff about some old mysterious legends, but overall it seemed like a pretty and remarkable countryside town. Nice. Is this really where I'm from? I hope I can meet someone I know. I'll look around but see no sign of any cars or people. Are we a ghost? I don't want to call a sixth sense, but I turn around and notice something promising. There's a shabby old bookstore across the road and the door appears to be open. There might be someone inside. I should go over and take a look. We are super optimistic, so probably our protagonist is a Sagittarius, but oh, bookshop. There it is. Yeah. It doesn't look like there's anybody, but Hello? I call out a number of times, projecting my voice to the back of the store. No matter the number of times I call, however, I got no sense of anyone actually being here. But no, that's not quite right. The old books are piled up haphazardly on the shelves in cardboard boxes. The slightest tremble could set an avalanche of paper. The fan isn't turned on, but there's still much dust. There's a hemp towel the owner was probably using, and the calendar has been ripped off recently. It's like someone might appear any moment. Like they could already be standing here. Whoa. That's creepy. But I still don't hear any voices. It's like everyone has just evaporated into thin air. The only sound ringing out now is my footsteps, a fact that only makes me feel even more alone. There are posters here for things like the Natsugiri Floating Lanterns event, and the summer festival. Let's hope we can see that. Must be so beautiful. Maybe all the townsfolk are off getting ready for that. That thought helps me to calm down a little. Yep. Definitely a Sagittarius. Optimistic to the core. A book catches my eye and I flip through the pages. It almost feels like I'm just killing some time with a little free reading while I wait for my train. I almost expect the old bookstore owner to nonchalantly show up, grumbling about that not being a library, and then more passengers from the train would appear too, and this coincidental moment of a normal science will shatter into safety. I can make it through these, I'm sure. I can beat back the anxiety growing inside me. I take a moment to keep the tears from spilling from my eyes. I look over the titles of the books and magazines. One magazine catches my eye with a feature article called Spirited Away in Natsugiri. Ouch. I don't like it. A real ghost for real. The magazine seems to handle mysterious happenings and strange legends from around the world. There are some pretty bizarre articles, including about water goblins in Europe, an incantation to change a person's fate. The pages are all yellow and look ready to fall apart. Someone must have picked it up because of the article about their hometown, eventually leading it to this graveyard for print. I use the contents page to find the article of Natsugiri and start to read it. At a glance, ᴄᴜᴏɪᴏ seems like any normal countryside town, but dig a little deeper to find persistent legends of people suddenly vanishing. I want to go. While researching this article, we talked with the former principal of ᴄᴜᴏɪᴏ Elementary School, who wishes to remain anonymous but is also a local historian who has tracked these legends himself. The legends of vanishings from ᴄᴜ-ᴏɪᴏ, he told us, date back to when defeated soldiers first settled here during the Genpei period. Children, old folks, adults, and even entire families can just vanish one day and never come back. This is unsettling. People say they were taken by bandits or fell into the river, but what they really whisper about, what they really think, is that the mysterious powers present in this place are to blame. Even today, parents still tell their children that they need to behave or they might be spirited away. Or they might say, treat your parents right, treasure your friends, or everyone you care for might be spirited away instead of you. Do you want to be all alone? Huh? Do you? That's emotional abuse. What's even more interesting is that if one of the vanished gets very lucky, they actually can come back. A traveler at the end of the Edo period was passing through the town and apparently met with just such vanishing. He vanished, but then, not long afterward, he also came back. There's a record of this event from the start of the Meiji period. Of course, there's no way to confirm the truth of it today. The record states that the traveler was suddenly enveloped in a bright white light, but with no one else here. I feel attacked. He had no memory of even coming to this place. There were fires in the fire pits and tools out in the fields, like people had just been there, but he wasn't able to see a single soul. Unable to find anyone at all, he desperately searched the deserted village for any clues to get back to the real world. This is purely conjecture on my part, dear reader, but it sounds like these vanishings in ᴄᴜ-ᴏɪᴏ involve individuals somehow finding their way into an overlapping parallel dimension, where they can share the same space as other people but not see them. In any case, the former principal continued this story. The traveler desperately searched for a way back to the where he came from. After walking the entire village from corner to corner, pillar to post, he happened to notice a faintly shining object. Something down on the ground was glowing like a ball of light. He gingerly reached out for it, and when his fingers made contact, he saw glimpses of someone in the real world. Memories and feelings connected to that person flowed into it. This part is pretty vague, but it seems that touching something and imparting a strong intent into it allows some kind of message to be transmitted to the real world, triggering someone on that side to also remember the person who has vanished. The truly frightening thing here is that, just as the one who vanishes loses their memory, the people in the real world also rapidly start to lose their memories of the person who has vanished. That's awful. So it was through the use of an item, some media that connected the two worlds, that they remembered each other. In the blink of an eye, the traveler was back in his original world, like he had never vanished at all. Oh, that's better. The world just blinked around him, and before he knew it, he was standing on a hill by the river. Right around where ᴄᴜ-ᴏɪᴏ Elementary School now stands, and that's where the records end. After the account from the principal, the author of the article goes on to provide his own theories. There are also a selection of illustrations and photos intended to perturb the reader than elucidating them. Why? I hardly even see the images anyway. Surrounded in a wildlife, not even knowing where you are. A chill cascades down my entire body. My legs are trembling, preventing me from moving. When I started reading, I thought the people of the town were the ones who had vanished, but now it sounds more like I'm the one who's been whisked away from my original world. This all seems too similar to be a coincidence. But is such a thing really possible? There's no such thing as a coincidence. It could be some elaborate, well put together prank, I highly doubt it. Or I might be having some kind of extended dream. That still sounds more likely to me. Sagittarius. I feel sweat running down my back. I blink my eyes over and over to see if that makes a difference. Thinking how stupid this is, I take my cheek and arm and pinch them hard. Not only do I fail to awaken, but the pain in my cheek and fingers, the clammy feeling on my skin, the nail marks left in my arm, all of these things only heighten the feeling of reality around me. The person from the past in this article made it back. That means I still have a chance. On the reverse of that, however, there might have also been people who were completely forgotten and vanished forever. Could I maybe meet people like that in this world? Or have I been cast into my own solitary world with no one else here at all? Am I fated to vanish without any idea who I am? With everyone who knows me also forgetting my existence? The traveler returned in the area around the grounds of the elementary school. If I go over there, I might find further clues. I'll look around. Then I recall the map on the station notice board. The elementary school should be up the hill after turning right from leaving the bookstore. I should head in that direction while keeping an eye all around me. Those white sparkles have been seen seem to suggest a link between this world and the one I've left behind. They also seem to be only clues I'm going to get at the moment. I need to head to the school. That was quite a roller coaster, guys. We really might be a sort of ghost. So there can be a sort of timeline where this town is like full of people and we don't see them because we have vanished away. It's not that I don't like this kind of stories. Like my favorite video game ever is Bloodborne, so I enjoy this feeling quite a bit, but I wasn't expecting this to be so dark, so to say. It looks like a confectioner. I should be hearing the giggles of excited children coming with a handful of pocket money to buy some sugar. That thought only makes me feel even more alone and dejected. I will feel fine, and I will feel again, since I'm like a true introvert, I would enjoy so much the chance of going around doing whatever I want without, walking inside shops and whatnot without being looked at or whatever. Coffee. Okay, so I hope there will be a happy ending to this and we manage to get back together to reality. There's a phone box here. I tried the receiver, but it doesn't seem to be connected. No surprises. We don't have a shadow. Natsugiru ᴄᴏᴏᴏᴜ. I'm already where I'm supposed to go because I want to explore a little bit more. Sorry. How do you know? You don't remember anything. The thing with me is that I get lost easily and I'm also stubborn. So if I'm convinced that the way I have to go is right? I'll go right, despite the game trying to tell me not. It says cafe only below the name. I can't see any customers and can't smell any coffee either. Minna daisuki. Everyone's favorite. Oh, what's this? Did they burn a witch? Oh, there must be a temple there. That's not a map. It says that this shrine was built during the Kamakura period. The people who moved to this area during that time experienced various disasters and strange phenomena and created this shrine in order to quell the powers responsible. This is suspicious. So, it should be the school. This is so beautiful and peaceful. I know, but you're not let me into the school. Yes, this is school, 学校. This is the elementary school, I can see. Oh. I have to read the triggers first to be able to do anything. Oh, I see. I still can enter. We're pretty short. And we don't have a reflection. We're vampires. I can see a strange light in the school grounds. Can you? I can. Oh. Let's see. I reach out for the life preserver, half buried, half hidden in the school grass. Maybe a child playing down on the riverbed forgot to take it home. It's semi-deflated and will normally be easily overlooked. But it's also glowing with a mysterious light, and I sense instinctually that it has some connection with the real world. My fingers touch it. The instant they do so, a wave of wildlife washes over my entire body. Everything instantly turns completely wild. Like an explosion. Was it mine? I hear people talking this and their voice is warped. Is this the other world I'm seeing? A scene from the real world? It doesn't feel real to me. My body isn't there. I reach out with my arms, but there's no reaction. The scenery, smells, sounds, and memories of people, everything is flowing into me from the life preserver in my hands. The sound of the river is rushing loudly. Just a moment ago, the river was flowing peacefully alongside the school grounds. There's almost no rain actually falling, but the ground is little more than a mudslide. It seems heavy rain has caused the river to rapidly rise. Help! I hear the crying so faint, almost completely drowned out by the churning of the water. Upriver, close to the base of the falls, I see a small black head bobbing up and down amid the writhing brown torrent. The child can't have long left, being swept along at incredible speed. In the next instant, right at my side, I hear small footfalls, desperately splashing toward me through the mud. A boy who happened to be in the school grounds has noticed the imminent tragedy and comes running over. He fixes his eye on the drowning child, but for a few moments more, the second child still does nothing, seemingly frozen in place. I can see his legs and lips trembling ever so slightly. His eyes are wide open, but he doesn't know what to do. and seems unable to do anything other than watch the child drown. Oh my lord. I don't like where this is going. This muddy torrent is no place for another child after all. He won't be able to make a difference even if he does jump in. The child shakes his head a few times, trying to push down his fear. Then he looks around. He finds a life preserver at one side of the school grounds, maybe forgotten by someone, maybe blown there by the wind. It's the same object that I'm holding. What I'm seeing here is the memory of this war as it relates to this life preserver. The child thinks for a moment longer, but then he makes his decision. Dashing forward with the life preserver in hand, he slips down the bank toward the river. Thank God. Even if he can't swim, even with all the mud, the preserver should keep him from drowning. The preserver should allow him to save the child. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Please. He slides down the river bank from the school grounds and leaps into the brown water. But the volume of water is just too great and its surface too rolling. Both children are tossed like dry leaves. They bob up, they sink down again with no sign of them drawing closer together. It only takes a moment for them both to be swept away downstream. If they reach the ocean, there's surely no hope for them to be saved. Can we please not? At the bridge downstream, adults have noticed the drowning child and are starting a commotion. Finally, it starts with a woman at the bridge as she sends up a cry. She might be the mother of the first of the drowning children. She calls a name over and over, crouching down while clutching her head. Then I see a second adult, a man, rushing over to the bridge. He has a hat and a nice stick, allowing me to identify him as a policeman. He gives his hat to the woman, then jumps over the bridge railing and into the water. He begins the same bobbing and singing, and for a moment I think the mudslide will take him too. No, please. But he doesn't let his wet, clinging clothing hold him back, and he gradually takes command of the mud. He makes progress toward the first of the drowning children. In moments he has grabbed the child firmly with his arm and then starts swimming back towards the bank. It all happens so quickly. I search around desperately for the other boy who jumped in. Even with the life preserver, he's completely unable to exert any control. Just when I think he's in the clear, his body is smashed into a rock and his head takes a hard knock. The life preserver slips completely off his body and he vanishes into the torrent of mud. All this happens in the same moment the policeman reaches the bank with his first child, and all the attention of the adults is fixed on that boy, the first one who fell into the water. Worried about him, I search again if the boy is still in the water, hoping for him to rise up again. By now he's well past the location of the policeman. His looks like nothing more than a scrap of tattered clothing far away in the mud. He's washed out to sea. Right in my feelings, right in my kokoro. This is a great lesson, guys. Never help anybody. The memories that follow these events also flow into me. I don't want this in my brain. Thank you. Night falls. Without anyone realizing, second boy jumped into the river, and without realizing he failed in the attempt. The villagers are caught up in taking the first child to the hospital and shoring up the damage to the roads caused by the landslides. It takes more than half a day for the adults to realize another child is missing. The full-scale search only begins after darkness falls, the clouds clearing, and a cold moon shining down. Time continues its resolute, regulated march with no signs of the boy. No one saw him drown after all. The morning light beautifully illuminates the village and the people start to murmur about another vanishing. Oh, that's too much. That's what I said. My eyes burn with sadness. I squeeze my eyelids tightly and then look up. I find myself looking at the same quiet river that was originally here. I'm back in my empty, private world. Everything I just saw was a memory of the real world transmitted to the life preserver. I can't see anyone in this world I'm wandering into, but I can witness scenes from my original world by contact with objects strongly tied to memories of that place. Happy memories, please. The magazine article said that finding something which connects the two worlds is the key to returning home. This life preserver could be one such link to the real world, but it's also the reason why such a terrible thing happened to that boy. Even if he hadn't jumped in, the first boy would still have been saved. I wonder if I can stop the boy from acting and so prevent this tragedy from ever occurring. Oh, by, for example, hiding this life preserver. Oh, we can play with time? That would be great. Also, that could be extremely dangerous and probably lead to the death of both of boys. Usually that's what happens when you play with time. But I don't know, maybe I hear a sound mixing with the wind of the river. Something I haven't heard here until now, a man-made noise. Oh, maybe it's worth trying. The sound of the railway crossing. This means the train is running now. With the life preserver still in my hands, I decided to head back to the station. Oh, that's it. That was the saddest. My Lord, sweet baby Jesus. I really didn't need that, you know. Let's run away from this place. Oh, the train! It is working. Yeah! Wait for me. I had hoped someone might be here, that I might have returned to my home world, but the place is as deserted as before. Okay, but the train... There's still no staff and no people waiting for the train. Better we don't pay the ticket. But the crossing continues to chime and the doors to the train stand open. They seem to be inviting me inside, ready to depart at any moment. Let's go. Let's go. Ta-da! Free journey! With the life preserver in my hand, I board the train as though inevitably sucked inside. Oh, that's so beautiful. Let's go away from this awful place. That was a very sad city. Children die in the river and nobody even noticed. Oh, that's nice. Oh, did we just arrive to heaven? Oh no. Don't do this to me, please. Oh no. Oh Lord, no. Oh my Lord, no. Oh my God. We stuck here forever? For eternity? This is hell. Oh no. I wonder what kind of strange development this is. Without anyone else showing their face, the train started up like magic and then returning to the same station from which it departed. There still isn't anyone here. I hear the waves in the distance, the unchanging chorus of the cicadas. I suddenly feel pain in my fingers. I'm gripping the life preserver so hard that my hands feel cold. The joint in my fingers highlighted white. I look around. Everything is still so quiet. But something I can't exactly explain, something about the air of the place also feels very different. Is this the same word as before? Oh, it almost feels like the train has taken me to a new one, seemingly identical to the last one, but also different in some vital way. I'm drawn out the train and back toward the school. Is this like another timeline when the children don't die? I don't trust any of this now. Will I get the same messages? I think so. Oh, I can enter this now. Oh. This is kind of creepy. It's super nice and beautiful and peaceful, but also extremely creepy. Which is an interesting mix of emotions. So, let's see the bookshop. I swear to God, if both children die now, totally gives me Kingdom Hearts vibes as well. Let's go. I stand in the same spot and scenes from the real world flow into me once again. The river becomes a rolling torrent of mud once again. The drawing child cries out for help. Splashing through the mudslide of a riverbank, the second child arrives and hesitates, unsure what to do. Everything is the same as my first time experiencing this. He quickly collects himself and starts looking around. Looking for anything he could use, something like a life preserver, but this time he doesn't find it. Taking it on the train with me has made it vanish. The sound of the boy in the river shouting "Help me" reaches the ears of the boy on the bank. There's clearly a violent struggle inside his small body as to whether he should just throw himself in anyway, even if it means almost certain death. But without the life preserver to bolster his courage, the boy is unable to do anything. His body is too small to hope he can survive the torrent. He covers his ear with both hands and crouches down on the spot. Nice. So he lives, but he will be traumatized for life. Closing his eyes tightly and looking downward. It's almost as if, faced with this world in which a child is throwing in front of his eyes, he wishes to be able to vanish from it, escape from his inability to do anything. A moment later, however, the adults downriver take up the same shouting. A child is running. Things after that play out the same as before. The policeman throws off his jacket, jumps in without second thought, and brings the drowning child to the bank. Happy ending. I breathe a sigh of relief. It looks like no one got hurt this time. Looks. I press my hand to my chest. Then I look at the second boy, his heart about to be crushed as he desperately tries to escape this world. You've been saved too, I want to tell him. You and the drawing boy, both of you. There's nothing for you to worry about now. Before too long, more adults arrive in the school grounds. They shout in panic, asking where the drowning child is. Once they can see downriver, they realize the policeman has already completed the rescue and relax. Then they notice the boy covering his ears and crouching on the ground. The adults look at each other and then move towards him, puzzlement on their faces. "Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here?" One of them, a middle-aged man, angrily asks the boy. "Please, don't." The other adults all start to take up the same accusatory tone. "Please, stop it. Were you just watching it? Oh my lord, no. Come on, guys. That damn cursed train. Were you just watching as Masaki drowned? Is that it?" Who would say that to another child? So the drowning boy's name is Masaki. That's not important thing here. The other adults also surround the second boy and berate him. You could have at least started shouting, "Raise the alarm." We were lucky the policeman noticed and was able to save him. If I had taken any longer, the poor boy would have been swept out to sea. I can't. The others take up the same chant. My lord, don't you have anything better to do? Really? It's cruel for them to demand the child make such a decision under such intense circumstances. Exactly what's going on here. This is straight up abuse. You're traumatizing the poor bastard even more. Not to mention the other word that I saw before, he did bravely try to save the boy, of course, and drowned as a result. I get angry at this attitude from the adults. Masaki is the son of the president. Who cares of the department store chain? If something happens to him, it would be terrible for all of us. I hate people. That's why I'm an introvert. I want to stay in this place where there's nobody. Much better. Hey, enough of this. We need to get over to the policeman and help get Masaki to the hospital. The adults dismiss the second boy for now and move quickly away. It seems the boy in the river is something of a big deal around here. Even so, the attitude of those adults is terrible, giving no thought to the poor boy at all. He still has his ear covered for his part, looking downward. I can't tell if he's crying impotent tears or still just squeezing his eyes shut and hoping to escape from this world. The child slowly fades from view. Then I start to hear the voices of a larger number of students. The sky is now blue and clear. The children are sitting on the dry ground, all lined up, listening to the principal talk. For a moment I think maybe my vanishing has ended and I've been returned to the real world. But that isn't the case. Scenes from the real world are just flown into me again. I try to touch the children, but I can't. The principal stands in front of them and clears his throat. His face is the same as the photo of the man I saw in the magazine article about the disappearances, although his hair is a little darker and fuller. Oh, so this is the past we're seeing. In the magazine it is said former principal. I'm seeing him from a time where he was still the actual principal. It feels like connection with all sorts of time periods from Natsugiri's past has flown into me. The principal starts talking. There's a child standing at his side. It's Masaki, the boy who is in the river. I thought that life or death experience might have rattled him, but he actually looks pretty pleased with himself, like he's there to get a medal or something. Morning assemblies like these are probably normally pretty boring affair for the kids, but after the excitement of the near drawing, everyone is paying close attention to what's being said. Nothing like a good old like that experience to spice things up. The principal explains how dangerous the river is when it is swollen. He praises the bravery of the policeman. He comments on how important. I swear, if you say anything about the other boy not jumping into hell, I will riot. He finally emphasizes that if any of them were to see someone drawing, they should immediately start shouting and get some help from some adults. It looks over the student, talking in each and every one of their faces. This is actually a good thing. Like, if they were never told what to do in this super scary experiences where you can panic so easily, giving them a lesson is pretty awesome. Don't do any remark. Masaki, standing on the principal's side, also looked from face to face, nodding as he does so. I hate Masaki. Then I noticed one boy sitting at the back with his face buried in his knees. That's the boy from the riverbank. He's the one who suffered the most as a result of all this. The morning assembly ends, everyone runs over to surround Masaki and starts asking questions. Was it terribly frightening? Did his parents cry? Masaki still seemed pretty full of himself, looking over them like some conquering hero. God damn it, Masaki. He boasts about his eternal life, saying he's confident he can face any further trouble life might throw at him, completely ignoring the fact that he was weeping like a baby when the policeman saved him. I'm getting a feeling for the state of relationships at school. Me too. This Masaki kid is the child of a local celebrity. That's why he's a dick. Even if he is actually a bit of a coward and a crybaby, this is a small countryside town. Maybe the power and influence of his parents allow him to use the other kids like his personal henchmen. What? That attitude is causing him to lose sight of himself. Even if the kids around him have started to see what's happening, their parents have probably told them not to be rude to him. Some of the kids might really see him as their leader. He's just Lord of the Flies, the book. Then I turned my attention to the second boy, the boy who covered his ears and tried to escape from the war. How easy. The other students are still all milling around Masaki, saying how incredible it is that he survived that muddy turn, and how there was at least one coward who watched the whole thing without calling for help. I hate bullies. Throwing some shade on second boy in a roundabout way. The boy in question stands up, saying nothing to anyone, and walks over to the far side of the grounds, as though he can't hear any of the chatter around him. He has to be pretending, of course. Then he stands at the spot where he saw Masaki in the river. The life preserver is there, returned by me. Oh, that's cruel, though, no? He looks at it with an odd expression, then suddenly grabs it with both hands and picks it up. Perhaps a power field that he can't express in words is rising up inside him, or perhaps images from an unseen other world. He gives a shout and throws the life preserver into the river. That's pollution. A few people nearby looks around, but most of them are hidden unaware back into the school. The life preserver is caught by the wind and doesn't even reach the river, rolling and tumbling away across the riverbed. There are tears pouring from the eyes of the boy. It's my fault. I wanted to relax by playing this game. I deserve peace and calm, nice quiet time. One kind-looking girl notices him and moves over, but he quickly drives her off. Every part of his body, every mannerism shouts, "Leave me alone." What have I done? At that point, the memories of the real world fade away again, and I'm left in the empty Natsuki again. I look down at the life preserver, dirty, half buried on the riverbed. I wait for a while, but no new scene or visions come to me. Thank you. I want to pick the life preserver up again, don't you dare, and think about everything I've seen and everything that's happened to me. I need to get down to the riverbed. Why? So there's a free mode of this game as well, and I think it would be super nice and better you just walk around with the nice sounds of nature all around you. And that's it. No drawing, kids. No guilty, no memories of any kind. Pure bliss. I think it's enough for today. I get enough relaxation. Don't know about you, but I feel like so relaxed and at peace with myself now. See you next time for new, beautiful, wonderful memories. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed despite the dark turn that the game took almost immediately. I didn't know about that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fool you, nor to fool myself. See you next time. Bye bye.